The foothills of Snowdonia, a mountainous region in North Wales, a truly fascinating landscape, if you take the time to get to know it. Artists did. Every year, thousands from neighbouring counties and indeed countries would make it their goal to walk up the upward paths, pause upon the hilltops, and gaze down on the splendour of its majestic slopes, which gained them a measure of insight, a glimpse that would fuel their curiosity. Like a sacrament so existentially sweet, they would return again and again. The reason for my interest, for being here today, is because of 8 men who in the early part of the 18th century congregated on this very spot, in this seemingly remote area. The circumstances under which they met were both strategic in relation to the location, significant only to one date in time, or so it is assumed. Queen Victoria's coronation, 28th of June, 1838. On a national scale, the occasion was doubtless commemorated with the pomp and panache the country felt it deserved. It can only be assumed an agreement among the men pictured here did propose an alternative way to mark the event. The method they chose was not unique. In some form or other, it had already been established and commonly referred to as a rock canon. In layman's terms, by means of chiseled grooves and strategically placed 1-inch wide, 5-inch deep holes, mapped out in a sequence on an exposed flat rock surface, a specific measure of gunpowder would be evenly distributed throughout. Once lit, a chain reaction would begin, a pyrotechnic performance, thought to coincide with the beat or rhythm of a chosen song. The specific whereabouts of the 2 such rock cannons seen here are on private land, where no right to roam exists in law. Only by seeking permission may one obtain the privilege of a guided tour and first-hand knowledge of these national treasures. Had I not the advantage of insight, I may well have misinterpreted the true nature of their design for some relic of the past, an artifact of early man, a star map to a world not unlike our own, perhaps, crafted and gifted to us by aliens. Which makes me wonder, might a civilization far into the future, foreign to our own planet, without hindsight, look, wonder, and conclude that only by deciphering the code would the secrets of those long gone be revealed? The layout of the first we see follows a zigzag pattern. My one theory as to why, at this point until I am persuaded otherwise, is for maximum visual effect. The second exhibits no such regularity, as it curls, circles, and curves randomly, offering no real clue as to where it begins or ends. It is a much more intriguing pattern. Its twists and turns mirroring nothing I was able to match. That knowledge was the sole privilege of its creative designer. In conclusion, I have to say, it has been a privilege to play some small role here, raising public awareness of what clearly are, to my mind, historical artifacts, heirlooms of our ancestors entrusted to us. Imagine the delight on the faces of the village folk there that night, seconds after the gunpowder was lit. And in that moment, the first flare rose, like a genie from a lamp, to the tune of a song with words they were already familiar with. They sang as one. And in the days, weeks, months that followed, they proudly bore witness to the fact that they were there that memorable night. Much like it is our responsibility to enlighten future generations of a simpler time, a slower pace of life, when even the poorest of us understood, when it was said, the best things in life are free.